poppin'? What it do, my fellow Homo sapiens? It's your boy Hadou, and today I am talking about the one and only, the exclusive Burning Abyss monsters that is coming out in the Duelist Alliance. This new archetype looks incredible. I mean, the artwork on this archetype is just beautiful. The Burning Abyss monsters just look fabulous. I mean, I'm almost losing words. I'm actually hyped up to see that we actually got an exclusive archetype that actually looks like it has promise, that actually looks like it's going to be playable. And not just that, I mean, when I look at the Noble Knight monsters and I look at the Burning Abyss monsters, these monsters really just look, just the artwork on the Burning Abyss just looks so much better than the Noble Knights. Now, that's personal opinion, but still. Now, one thing I can say about this is this archetype takes place from the Densei Inferno story. If you don't know what that is, it's basically this guy named Densei Inferno, well, Densei, that goes to hell. I think there's, I believe, 10 gates or 8 gates in hell that he travels. Now, there's multiple different stories behind it. The story that I read in high school is, you know, he traveled to hell because he wanted to get his wife or something of that nature. He was trying to save his wife. I'm not for sure what storyline they're pulling off of the Densei Inferno storyline. However, I'm actually happy that we actually got an archetype that's dealing with something like that. You know, something mature. Because one thing I know in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is they do a lot of editing and they try to target a lot of children with the Yu-Gi-Oh! Card games. And I just love when they actually target more of the older audience. So we're going to get right into this archetype and start talking a little bit about these new monsters. So the first Burning Abyss monster we're going to talk about is Circle Melbrent of the Burning Abyss. And he is a Fiend monster, 3 stars, 1600 attack, 1200 defense. His effect reads: if you control a monster that is not a Burning Abyss monster, destroy this card. You can use one of these following effects of Circle Melbrent Burning Abyss once per turn and only that turn. Now, one thing I can say is their wording in it, they're putting their wording in there so people don't misdetermine once per turn and only once per turn. So they're letting you know, like, this effect is only once per turn. If you control no spell and trap cards, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one Burning Abyss monster in your graveyard except Circle Melbrent Burning of Abyss and special summon it. That's really, really nice. I like that for the simple reason, if that card is milled, is Circle milled, and he goes to the graveyard, you special summon a Fiend, Burning Abyss monster, and if this card is sent from your hand, so long as it's sent to the graveyard, you're getting that effect. Now, my question is, if this card is a seed summon and you detach, would you gain his effect? That's the question here. The second monster we're going to talk about is Graf Melbrent of the Burning Abyss. Another 3-star Fiend, Dark Monster, 1000 attack, 1500 defense. So let's go ahead and read this guy. If you control a monster that is not a Burning Abyss, destroy this card. You can use one of the following effects of Graf Melbrent of the Burning Abyss once per turn and only that turn. Now, one thing I can say is they're making sure that you can only have Burning Abyss monsters on the field. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that a little bit later on, because it's like if you have another monster, destroy this card. And I'm thinking of a few monsters that you can play that will actually negate their effect. So you can have different monsters on the field. But we'll talk about that a little bit later on. So let's get back to his effect. If you control no spell and trap cards, you can special summon this card from your hand. So that's pretty interesting. So long as you don't have any spell and trap cards on the field, you can special summon this card. So that's actually interesting. The first one allows you to do the same thing. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can special summon one Burning Abyss monster from your deck except Graf. Nice. I like that. So one thing it looks like with this deck, you might be able to swarm and go for quite a few seeds. The third Burning Abyss monster we're going to talk about is Skarm, Melbrent of the Burning Abyss. Once again, Dark Fiend monster, level 3, 800 attack, 2000 defense. Wow, this one has a butt on him. So, once again, you can only control a Burning Abyss monster. If you control another monster that's not a Burning Abyss, destroy this card. And you can only use Skarm effect once per turn and only that turn. So if you control no spell and trap cards, once again, you can special summon a card from your hand. The second effect is what we really want to hear. So during the end phase, if this card was sent to the graveyard, this turn you can add one level 3 Fiend Dark monster from your deck to your hand except Skarm. Wow. Now, the first thing that comes to my mind when I hear one level 3 Dark Fiend is Tour Guide of the Underworld. I mean, come on, ladies and gentlemen. That's the only thing I could think of. Now, this is going to be really interesting because it seems like you're going to be able to spam these level 3s and see plays this so many level 3 monsters. So this is really interesting. I'm liking what I'm seeing here. I'm liking the artwork. So let's go ahead and talk about the fourth monster. So we have Denze of the Burning Abyss. I probably pronounced his name wrong, but please forgive me. So once again, he is a 3-star warrior. So this was not a fiend. He's a warrior, light monster, 1000 attack, 2500 defense. And you need 2 level 3s to make this guy. I find that interesting that the seed is actually light monsters and the monsters in the deck are dark monsters. So I kind of see people maybe splashing BLS in this deck. So let's go ahead and read the effect. Once per turn, you can detach one XYZ material from this card and choose a number from 1 to 3. Send those many cards from the top of your deck to the graveyard. Now, once again, the Burning Abyss monsters would gain their effect. That's interesting. Got a little mill effect going in here. Until the end of this turn, this card gains 500 attack for each card sent to the graveyard. This way, if this card attacks, change it to defense. Now, at the end of the battle phase. Now, at first when I read that text right there, I was actually a little upset. I was like, no. Then I thought about it. Hold on. He only had 1000 attack. That 2500 attack only lasts for the end of your turn. So it's awesome that he switches into defense because he protects you. Not just that, it stops 1-on-1. If your opponent is like, oh yeah, I'm going to go for 1-on-1. Guess what? He's in defense. No. You're going to have to run him over. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one Burning Abyss card in your graveyard except this card and add it to your hand. Wow. That is impressive. So off the back, I see Burning Abyss adding cards from the deck to your hand, to the graveyard, to your hand. It has special summoning abilities. Beautiful. And we have one more card to talk about. The final and last card that they have revealed for the Duelist Alliance is the Traveler of the Burning Abyss. Target any number of Burning Abyss monsters in your graveyard that was sent there this turn. Special summon them in defense position. You can only activate one Traveler of the Burning Abyss once per turn. Now, I find this card interesting. I like it because you mill a lot, play this card, and go for some seed plays. That's not a problem. Now, one thing I can say about this deck, I'm very interested in this deck. I can't wait to see all the support that's going to come out for this Archetype. Now, with the Archetype coming out in Duelist Alliance, I don't see a lot of people playing this deck off the back. I don't see it actually tournament ready. I see people splashing it with other decks for the time being. kind of like Noble Knights. Noble Knights first came out, they didn't have a lot of support. They didn't do a lot of things. But as quite a few packs came out, they got more and more support, and they became tournament ready. I think that this set here might need 1 or 2 packs to come out before it's actually tournament ready. We're going to need to see more of what kind of support they can give this deck. Now, one card comes to mind that is going to be extremely good in this deck, and I think a lot of people should go ahead and start picking them up, are Tour Guides of the Underworld and possibly Tour Bus. And the main reason is Tour Guide, you can special summon these monsters from the deck. Yes, the monster says they're destroyed if you don't control another Burning Abyss, but Tour Guide negates their effect. You can go into a seed play, go for Denjay Inferno. This really, really good plays. You can add Tour Guide from your deck to your hand with a lot of their effects. So off the bat, I see Tour Guide as a definitely a game-winning card in this deck. I see Tour Guide fitting in this deck really, really good. Possibly Tour Bus, and the main reason is when Tour Bus is sent to the graveyard, I believe you can send a card or a monster from your graveyard back to your deck, and that could allow you to recycle your seed plays. But overall, I'm excited for this new deck. I just can't wait till Duelist Alliance come out so I can actually try it out. I can't wait till Deck Pro updates so we can actually play and see how we want to play this deck. Now, I'm curious, are you excited for this deck, or are you not excited? I mean, I know Shawdalls is coming out. Everybody's going to be playing Shawdalls. I mean, this hands down. But besides Shawdalls, do you think this deck have a chance? Do you think this deck is going to be a challenge for people in the future once they get more support? Do you think this deck is going to be better than the Noble Knights Archetype that we got? Let me know in the comment box below. Now, if I left something out, please let me know in the comment box below. Subscribe, pound that like button, or I will send you to the Shadow Realm. Well, that's all I got for you today. Thanks for watching. Johnette.